What's up, guys? It's your boy Zayman, bringing you a new video today. I'm sure you all have seen we got some delicious 343 drops at E3, showing us both some more campaign of Halo Infinite, but more importantly, the multiplayer of Halo Infinite. Guys, before we get into the video, if you are new here just for Infinite news, or if you're just a long-time subscriber who is here for Infinite news, we have 100 rounds versus that is about to drop on the channel today, where we play 100 rounds of Halo 5 Infection, and there's a little versus competition that goes on. It's an incredible video, lots of laughs, lots of tears. You will love it. We've been working hard at it, and so we hope you like this video, but more importantly, subscribe to stick around to see that video when we post it. We know you're going to love it. And guys, getting into the video at hand. Campaign. I'm not going to cover campaign too much, but I do just want to comment on one thing, and that is the graphics. Guys, they look significantly better than what they looked like a year ago. So all the haters who said to give it a break and that just stop hating, you're welcome. Because of our criticism, 343 had it in them and had the motivation to keep pushing and not settle for that garbage cartoonish animations that we saw before. So I gotta be honest, I think it looks significantly better. Again, not as cartoony. It has more of a realistic look to it. To people that say it looks like Halo Combat Evolved, I mean, you're in your own weird little world. I don't think it looks anything like Combat Evolved, but I think it looks good. So that's my honest opinion. Frankly, it looks more like Call of Duty than Combat Evolved on like the current graphic levels, but that might just be me. So that's all I'm hitting for campaign. Let's talk about what we want to talk about and what the most important part of Halo is, the multiplayer. We got to see the first multiplayer gameplay, and I want to break down the things that I saw that stood out as pros, the thing that I saw that stood out as negatives, and what I think this means for Halo Infinite. So first off, what is my overall impression? I think it looks promising. I think it looks good. I think it has a lot that is going to be enjoyable. I think the weapon sandbox looks good. Now, a few things that I didn't see, for better or for worse, a lot of the Covenant weapons, the Covenant Carbine, the Storm Rifle, the Fuel Rod Cannon, they're not in there. The Beam Rifle, that's another one. Now, I'm sure they're going to make it in there. They should make it in there, but they haven't shown them yet. And so that's just a little interesting thing to note. Also, Promethean Weapons, again, for better or for worse, there were no signs of Promethean Weapons. So I don't know what that means, but that just was not shown off in the trailer, which, of course, maybe they were wanting to show off the new weapons. We got some great footage of, it looks like that Commando Assault Rifle. It looks like it's going to be a key aspect of the weapon sandbox. They showed it off a lot. Also got to see the Needler in action. Also got to see the Battle Rifle finally in action. And the reticle on the Battle Rifle has completely changed. It is way different than we've ever seen it. So let me know your thoughts on that. Personally, I think it is a great change. I like it. I think it looks good. We also got to see some new Banished weapon variants. Frankly, I don't care that much about the weapon variants of the Banished. That's one of the aspects where, I mean, they're fine, but I've never been like, they're kind of like the Promethean weapons, where it's just like, it's never felt super Halo-y to me. So I'm sure it's going to play fine, but I'm not like overly excited for any of the Banished weaponry. But let's start back at the beginning. So first off, sliding already confirmed, I guess, going to be in the game. Also, I want to just note the armor customizations look very much more like a Halo Reach-esque armor customization. So to all the Halo Reach fans, that should be a good plus in your book. We got to see several maps that all, again, it's too early to tell what the maps play like. And we got to see one BTB map, which looks like a twist on Valhalla. But when you really spend some time looking at it, it looks pretty awesome and pretty big. So that's kind of my overall first impressions of multiplayer. Now let's go into the deep things that I saw. So let's start with the positives, the pros. First off, again, I think it looks great, and I'm really excited for the graphics of the multiplayer. Also, what I saw, I think the shields, again, on the graphics front, the shields look cool. It looks like, again, 343 has always been great at player feedback, but now it looks like wherever you shoot actually glows on a player more than the rest, which typically it's just the whole Spartan glows, the shields do, but now it looks like they're actually highlighting the points on the players where you shoot. So that looks pretty cool. Also, hit markers confirmed to return. I like the hit markers in Halo 5. I like having that little click feedback. I know some players don't, but I always like that, so I'll put that in the plus. Also, another plus, it looks like the Spartan abilities are not in the game. I've never liked the Spartan abilities. I thought they added a level to the skill gap that I didn't like. So it's running, mantling, and sliding, which I think are the core advanced mobility that the game has. So I think that's pretty good. The reticle for the battle rifle, as well as the sniper footage that we saw, makes me think they're going to be playing less with the recoil and more with the aiming system of the game. As you saw with the sniper, there was no recoil on that sniper. My thought is there's going to be a lot less recoil than maybe what you saw in Halo 5, but the aiming is going to be more difficult, meaning less bullet magnetism and less auto aim, which I personally think is a great addition. I love the aiming being the part where really it matters and not the movement. I'd rather the aiming be more difficult than the movement being difficult. And again, with Halo 5, and when you got up to the sweaty parts in Arena, the movement is what really separated and not the aiming. And now what you're seeing, it hopefully, my hope would be that the aiming is going to be the key factor. So I think this could be very good. In general, I think the Banished vehicles look cool. We saw pretty much return of every classic vehicle, including the chopper, which is another very fun vehicle to use. We got to see some of the Banished weapons in action, like the either Banished sniper rifle or rocket launcher, or I don't really know what it is, but that thing that shoots a shard or a spike, so that's pretty cool. And then to wrap it up, guys, we saw that sick samurai armor that is probably going to be part of a limited time event, or maybe it's for the people that test the beta, and I'll get to that in a moment. But I also think it's pretty cool, and obviously that's what they're going to be selling. They made it a very key part of the trailer and took time to show it off. And as the final wrap up for the good things, the beta. They're teasing very hard that there's going to be limited test flights, which, you know, is concerning. That sounds more like they select people to participate and less like an open beta. I would have preferred to have an open beta. I don't know what their reasoning for not doing an open beta is, but test flights are still better than nothing. So I've made a video about that. But the way to sign up for the way to even have a chance at doing this beta is the Xbox Insider Program or the Halo Waypoint Insider Program. So hop over to Halo Waypoint. It's one of the key options you can select, and you can fill in your information there to get signed up. Now, on to the bad things. Guys, I'll be honest, I am worried about the way the multiplayer is going to play, despite the fact that I think the aiming is going to be good, the movement's going to be good, the weapons are going to be good. And here are the reasons why. The first reason, just right off the bat, is equipment. Equipment, I have always said I don't like it. I don't like having these other aspects that change the game, and I personally think the equipment that we've seen and saw in that trailer is just going to really be annoying. I'll just break it down real quick. The Grapple Hook, I've never been a fan of the Grapple Hook. I see the purpose it serves, but I just think, again, I'm not for it. I don't necessarily like the fact that you can be flying around, but hey, that's just my opinion. The other equipment we saw in the trailer was the wall, the radar wall thing where you can see through walls. Again, that's another equipment I'm not too fond of. I don't really like being able to see through walls. Next equipment we saw was that rappel option, in which the guy shot a plasma pistol and it bounced off the guy's wrist and noob comboed. I mean, in my opinion, that's another feature that basically has rendered a weapon useless now, because why would you ever use the plasma pistol if not for the noob combo? And now you can basically counter the noob combo, and so that's just another feature that, again, I think I'm not looking forward to it. And by far what I anticipate to be the most annoying out of all those is the shield, the deployable shield. Part of what I enjoyed about Halo 5 was that you could really take on 2 to 3 players and win, and with that shield, that will just completely change the flow of the multiplayer. And I mean, picture it if it's a 1v2 and then one of the 2 players you're fighting throws down a shield. I mean, there's no way you can win that 1v2. And so there was a lot of equipment being shown in that trailer. I don't know if they were just trying to show off that equipment's in the multiplayer. But if that is the frequency at which equipment is used in the multiplayer, I'm telling you right now, I am not looking forward to equipment. I think it's going to be something that really becomes an annoying feature of the game as it goes on, and that it's going to hurt the replayability of the game. Here's another thing, this is minor, but just on customization, I guess every player can have their own limited viewpoint, and so there's no more like set red team versus blue team. It's now whatever you want, and that wasn't shown in the trailer. What was shown in the trailer is that every Spartan was their unique color, but according to Halo Waypoint, you get to set what the colors are for your team. And so personally, I just, I don't know if we really need to have the ability to customize, pink team versus orange team, for example. But, I mean, to each their own. I guess it never hurts to give the players more options. It just feels like a goofy option, and I feel like there could be moments where that starts to get confusing. For example, if you have one player playing with no team colors and you have another guy that's playing with team colors, it's just, that's my opinion. Final thing, and this is less about the multiplayer, so let me first wrap up my thoughts of the multiplayer. I want to see how it plays, but overall, I am excited. I'm worried about the equipment, but I think the multiplayer is going to be pretty good. What are your thoughts on it? Do you think it's going to be good, or are you a little worried? Now, finally, and this is a big point, I just want to talk about the Waypoint post. This was not obviously in the multiplayer, but it is the multiplayer, and that's the game modes. Guys, especially in the modern gaming world, every game needs a gimmick. For example, Call of Duty had Warzone, Fortnite was a gimmick, and as was PUBG, and the current gimmick is Battle Royales. Halo Reach's gimmick was Invasion. Halo 4 did not have a gimmick. They tried to make it that game mode Dominion, but it didn't catch on. Halo 5's gimmick was Warzone, and it looks like Halo Infinite's gimmick is going to be BTB. If you read the Infinite post, it's very confusing. They talk about how it's the long-awaited return of BTB, which I never knew BTB left us, but they claim it did. But the point I'm making is it feels as if 343 is trying to make BTB the big anchor playlist that attracts all the players, and I just don't think that's going to do it. I can play arena and social playlists for about 30 minutes to 2 hours before I want a deeper experience, which frankly is why I play Warzone or play Infection in Halo 5 whenever I do play Halo 5. And BTB is basically just Slayer with extra steps. There's slightly more players, but it's basically the same thing. Or maybe said another way, a better way, BTB is arena with extra steps, because you sometimes will have capture the flag or territories. And frankly, I just feel like it's a mistake trying to sell the game off of BTB. I think you need something more, like a Battle Royale or a Warzone style game mode, or a Battlefield size style game mode, which they were teasing, but then according to the Waypoint post, it's going to be 12v12, which, as we all know, is not even remotely close to a Battlefield style game mode. So all in all, I'm worried about the longevity of Halo Infinite's multiplayer. While being free to play might help it, I just don't know how fun it's going to be from a long-term standpoint. It kind of just feels like they have removed a lot of the special game modes from Halo history, as in Warzone or Invasion, which again I thought were great game modes and could have easily been put in this game, but as far as we know, we're not. So we will see. Don't want to bury the game yet. There's still a lot of time before launch, but that's overall my opinion. There's going to be more multiplayer details tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central Time, which I might summarize in another video. I probably will. Hopefully things get better, or we get more news that makes me more optimistic there. But all in all, I think a positive reveal. Like I said, I think it looks good. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you are excited for the 100 rounds. And again, if you're new, please stick around, subscribe. I guarantee you that 100 rounds versus is going to rock your socks. Other than that, this has been your boy Zayman. I'll catch you later.